Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Days. This is Wanda. Today I'm talking about elderberries and more. This kit from Back to Basics 101 was sent to us by the Homestead Box. A lot of people are doing elderberry syrup or hunting elderberry syrup to see if somebody has some made because they don't grow it. This company, Back to Basics 101, is from Georgia. There's 6 ingredients in this, 6, and that's it. Elderberries have been used for thousands of years in any type of winter ailment remedies. It boosts the immune system. So Hippocrates even had 70 different medical conditions that he used elderberries in. Hippocrates was considered the father of medicine. Elderberries does help with cold and flu, urinary, allergy, and digestive issues, among many, many other things. Back to Basics 101 Elderberries and More has only 6 ingredients, elderberries being the first, number 1 ingredient. The second and third ingredients are rose hips and hibiscus. Both are good to promote the vitamin C. They help with killing bacteria, blood pressure, liver, digestive system issues, all that. The next ingredient is bilberry. Bilberry is high in antioxidants. Bilberry is related to blueberries, and it is what I found out is considered to be like our huckleberries. Danny and I will be picking huckleberries shortly within the next 3 weeks. Bilberries are from Europe, and they are really closely related to our huckleberries. The cinnamon and cloves are high in antioxidants. Cinnamon lowers the blood pressure, helps with heart, anti-inflammatory issues, things like that. The cloves kill bacteria, helps with the liver, blood sugar, bone, and stomach issues. So all 6 ingredients are very good for you. There are no additives, no chemical additives. There's nothing there to do any harm. It's all dried ingredients that will help. Once you add the tea that we're making now, you put it in the pint jar and add the honey and shake it up. The honey contains many nutrients. It contains antioxidants. It helps with blood sugar, blood pressure, heart, and it's always great to have honey when you are coughing. One thing I would recommend if you are going to buy honey, check into Manuka honey. Manuka has even more properties, healing properties, than just regular honey, and it is a great additive to any elderberry syrup. Elderberries and More comes in a pint jar. You have all the mixture of all the dried ingredients inside, and also the tea bag that you use to put it in. And when you're through making your elderberry syrup, you use the pint jar because it holds 16 ounces. This is to make 16 ounces. You can store it in this pint jar, and it has the title on it so you know what it is. It stores in the refrigerator for up to 1 year. They also sent some honey from H.L. Franklin's Healthy Honey, and they sent a shot glass. Once you mix this up, and we're going to walk through the process of making the syrup in a minute, you add the honey and shake it really well, and they sent the shot glass for down in it. You take 1 tablespoon, which is about half of the shot glass, every day as a preventative. But if you're sick and you're saving your elderberry for when you're sick, you take 1 to 2, which 2 would be almost the shot glass full, tablespoons as an adult, and down it every 2 hours. The jar comes with the bag, the tea bag that you need, and the dried ingredients. So what I'm going to do is pour the dried ingredients into this tea bag. And this is just a starter kit. Back to Basics sells this mixture on their website, and you can just order it to keep it on hand. Like I said, this is the starter kit, and you can order more. And we're going to tie this up really good because you don't want it into your, and you don't want to tie it where you can't get into it. Just do a slip knot here. And there you go. So that is ready for our water. And we're going to leave everything else here. To start with, we have 3.5 cups of water. I've already added 2.5. This is the third cup. So we will have 3.5 cups of water. We put this on the stove, turn it on high, and let it come to a boil. We have our water boiling. We're going to turn it down to a simmer and let it kind of quit just bubbling. You want it boiling and then simmer it. And as the burner cools down some to a simmer, we're going to add this to it in the steaming water. Let it absorb, and you notice the immediate red color starting to come out. Now it's quit boiling. It's going to sit here and simmer for 30 minutes, and we'll see what it looks like at that time, but you can already see the red color coming out in it. So one thing, I am using a kit from Back to Basics 101, but you can, if you have your own elderberries, you have to wait until they're ripe and turned color to harvest. If you want to preserve them for further use throughout the winter into next spring, then you harvest them and you dehydrate them. You can use them and save them in, I would use like vacuum sealed jars or vacuum sealed bags and dehydrate them, put them in the vacuum sealed jars or bags, and that should preserve them for a longer period of time. As I pick my huckleberries, I always freeze them. So the bilberries, huckleberries, whichever you have, if you do that, again, I would have mine fresh, frozen in the freezer, but if I dehydrated them, I could vacuum seal them and have them ready. So either way, it would probably work. If you use them fresh, that's great. But for long-term preservation, dehydrate the ingredients and have them on hand. Our elderberry tea has been simmering for 35 minutes. It's really, really red right now. We're going to take it off the heat, allow it to cool for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to drain the bag and pour it in our pint jar. Our elderberry tea is cooling. It's gotten really cool. And this is the H.L. Franklin Healthy Honey. It's about 5 ounces, 5.6 ounces. This is made in Georgia also. So what we're going to be doing is adding it to our elderberry pint jar. And I'm going to let that drain for a few minutes so we get most all our honey out. So while our honey is draining, we are going to go ahead and get the tea bag out of here. And you can tell how red it is. I'm just squeezing from the top down because I do not want to push anything out of the top of my bag. And you want this to cool enough. This has been cool about 30-40 minutes. cool enough that you can touch it and squeeze all of your tea out. And it is really red. Smells great too. That cinnamon and cloves just gives it that awesome smell. Okay, that looks like that's most of it. Let me put that in there. All right, so most of our honey has come out. We might put a little bit of coffee in there in a little bit for my coffee and finish that out. For this part, you probably would need a funnel. That way, this wide mouth funnel holds everything, and look at the color. Okay, so I have a touch left on mine. When you're simmering it for 30 to 35 minutes, you should have approximately 16 ounces, but I just poured right at 5 ounces of honey in here, so I have a little bit left, probably about what I just did in honey. Let's put it up there. I'm going to put the lid on really tight, and it says to shake it so that the honey incorporates into it. And that's what it's looking like. Elderberries and more. We're going to pour us a little bit. Okay, so here we are to try this Elderberry and More syrup for colds, congestion, or just winter ailments, or just for optimal health. It's just a touch tangy. The honey took away most of the tang, but you taste the cinnamon and the cloves really well. A child could drink this and not have a bad taste. So, hope you enjoyed making Elderberries and More elderberry syrup. This can last in the refrigerator for up to 1 year. I would check it before I drank it each time. I always open mine up, smell of it, and look to see that nothing's going wrong with it, and then I take a drink. I would recommend using it, one of these, within the first month or two if possible, but you can always order more elderberries, make more, use it for optimal health, use it for coughs and colds. So check out the link in the description below for Elderberries and More from Back to Basics 101. They have a shop there that has a lot more than just elderberries. So check them out, guys. Thank you from Crazy Days.